Hi, I'm Dr. Lenora Coleman, President and founder of Healing Our Village and Executive Director of Total Lifestyle Change. Welcome to our Diabetes Prevention Program. We're going to be covering all of the curriculum for the CDC-approved Diabetes Prevention Program. You're hopefully either on a Zoom call, gathered with a group, or maybe you're live in a classroom. Either way, welcome to our program, and I hope you enjoy it. Today, we're going to be talking about keeping your heart healthy. Now, we know that when we do these various topics, we're really focused on you trying to do the things that you need to do to prevent type 2 diabetes. And so, if you have type 2 diabetes or you're on your way to developing it, then there may be problems with your heart or your arteries. So that is why we are focused on today's topic of trying to keep your heart healthy. So we're going to talk today about why it's important to have heart health, why it's important for you to keep your heart healthy, and also some smart facts that you need to know about different kinds of fats that you may be ingesting in your diet. So to start off with a couple of tips, try to choose foods that are low in calories, salt, and fat, and especially try to stop eating what we're going to call unhealthy fats. And we want you to focus on trying to get those foods into your system that are high in fiber, that have water, vitamins, minerals, and also protein. And as you know, every time we do a new topic, you're going to try to incorporate this into your new action plan. So there are certain ways for you to keep your heart healthy. Do these things every day if you can. Number one, for those of you who are out there that are still smoking cigarettes or cigars, quit. You need to quit today, because smoking is very, very bad on your heart and also on your blood vessels. The nicotine that is in cigarettes or in the tobacco actually increases your blood pressure. And it does that by affecting the arteries and the veins. It makes them actually constrict. And that's why we don't want you to smoke. We also want you to figure out how to continue to get that 150 minutes a week of some kind of exercise that you're doing at a moderate pace. We want you to try to hit your weight loss goal. So we want you to achieve and reach a healthy weight. And we don't want you to sit for long periods of time. Now, for those of you who work in offices where you're sitting behind a desk, that might be a little bit challenging. So you have to just every 30 minutes or so take sort of a 2-minute fitness break. Kind of walk around the office, go to the copy machine or whatever you can do to kind of just move around a little bit throughout your workday. You have to figure out how to manage your stress, and we talked about that in some of our other curriculum that we've done. Managing stress is so important, and so you have to figure out your coping skills to be able to manage that stress that may be in your life. Limit your alcohol, and also choose foods that are low in calories, low in salt or sodium, low in fats, especially the unhealthy fats. And again, increase in that fiber, water, vitamins, and minerals and proteins in your diet. Now, ways to keep your heart healthy. Ask your healthcare provider. If you need to take medicines for your heart, if you have high blood pressure, if you have coronary artery disease, which means you have high cholesterol generally, or maybe you have heart failure, all of these things generally require taking medications. So you have to ask your healthcare provider about that. And if you are on medications, you need to take your medications as prescribed. Also, there are certain tests that you're going to need to do to check your heart health. So blood pressure tests. That blood pressure that you take using a blood pressure monitor actually measures the force of the blood against your artery walls. There's a cholesterol test that some of you are taking that actually measures the fats in your blood. So there are certain tests that your doctor does maybe once a year, maybe more than that. Blood pressure, if you have high blood pressure, you need to get a blood pressure cuff, and you need to be measuring your blood pressure at least 3 or 4 times a week. In the evenings is when I usually suggest that people test their blood pressure. Now let's talk about fats, because we just talked about not eating unhealthy fats. So what is that? Okay, well, there are certain kinds of unhealthy fats. Those are your saturated fats, your trans fats, and your cholesterol. So let's start with saturated fats. What foods have high saturated fats? Well, it's the skin on your chicken and your turkey. How about chocolate, coconut oil, or coconut? Some of you are still using fatback or salt pork in your greens. You got to switch over to some kind of turkey meat or some kind of other low-fat meat. Gravy made from meat drippings, dairy products that are high in fat, like ice cream or full-fat cheeses. We're looking at things like ground beef or bologna, hot dogs, sausage, bacon, spare ribs. All of those are high in saturated fat. Lard, some of you still are out there cooking with lard. You got to throw that lard out. You can't use that to cook with. Palm oil, palm kernel oil, or sauces that are made with butter or with cream. All of those are high in saturated fat. Now we're talking about foods that might be high in what they say trans fat. These are usually processed foods that are made with hydrogenated oil or partially hydrogenated oil, such as cookies, chips, cakes, shortening, stick margarine. All of those are high in trans fat. And then cholesterol, we know, is in egg yolks, high-fat dairy products, high-fat meats, liver and other organic meats, and again in that skin of your chicken or your turkey. Now let's talk about how you're going to limit your healthy fats. Some of the fats that are healthy we want you to use, but you can't use a lot of it, so you have to limit it because they are sometimes very high in calories. So for instance, avocado, high in monounsaturated fat. It's a healthy fat, but it's high in calories. Cooking, you should cook with canola oil or olive oil. Both of those are monounsaturated and do really well for cooking because they can be at a very high temperature. Almonds, cashews, pecans, peanuts, those are actually good. They have monounsaturated fats, but they're also high in calories. So you can't eat a lot of those. Peanut butter, peanut oil, sesame seeds, all of those are good fats. They're the monounsaturated, but we don't want you to eat too much of those. Let's talk about polyunsaturated fats. That's your cottonseed oil, your corn oil, your safflower oil, pumpkin and sunflower seeds, soybean oil, sunflower oil, walnuts, or some of the soft margarines. Those are still good fats, but again, we don't want you to eat too much of those. And then there's the omega-3 fatty acids. Now they're also good fats, and they're usually found in fish. So your rainbow trout, your herring, your albacore tuna, your sardines, and also they're in walnuts and flaxseed oil. So we do want you to get those omega-3s into your diet. They're very heart healthy and have been able to help you decrease some of your cholesterol levels. Now, let's talk about fats. They need to be cooked in a healthy way. So we want to talk about some of the things that we don't want you to do and how we can help you substitute. So let's talk about frying and fried foods. Some of us love fried foods. Some of us own deep fryers actually. Thanksgiving's coming. Folks are actually taking turkey and putting it in a whole vat of oil and doing fried turkey for Thanksgiving. So I hate to tell you this, but that's not good. You need to bake your turkey. Okay? So we want you to grill it or roast it or saute it or stir fry. That's how we want you to cook your foods, not fry it. We want you to simmer it in water or chicken broth or chicken stock. We want you to steam or microwave it, and we want you to use, as much as you can, non-stick cookware. I just bought a brand new set of pots and pans with the special coating on it, and I tell you, it's amazing. It doesn't burn your food as fast, and it's so much easier to wash. When you're looking at coating your pans with like butter, we don't want you to do that. So we'd rather have you coat your pans with a squirt of a healthy cooking spray. We don't want you to top your foods with fatty sauces. We'd rather use lemon juice or salsa or vinegar or herbs and spices. You can use plain non-fat yogurt, tomato sauce, even a low-fat salad dressing. All of those can be used as toppings for the food that you have. We don't want you to bake with butter or oil. We want you to use ground up vegetables maybe, or fruit with no added sugar. You can get your non-fat plain yogurt can be used with baking, or veggie and fruit juices with no added sugar. All of that you can bake things in, and that's much better than baking it with butter and oil. Also, I know I love the skin on my chicken and my turkey, but it's really advisable, especially if you have high cholesterol levels, that we do not want you eating the skin on the chicken and the turkey. Also, if you can visibly see fat on any of the beef products that you're using, either steak or lamb chops, etc., we really recommend that you cut off the fat that you can see. So take the skin off the chicken and also cut off the fat and trim it before you cook it. All of these are tips for you to be able to have healthy fats in your diet in order to keep your heart healthy. So thanks again for your attention today. We hope you enjoyed learning how to keep your heart healthy. For more information, please join us at Village Club and Healing Our Village at 800-788-0941. Go to our website. It's our new video platform, www.hovhealth.com. Thanks again.